Hello, everyone. Thanks for logging on to CBSDenver.com. Romy Bean here at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, as the Broncos fall to 3-7 on the season after an absolutely gut-wrenching loss to the Minnesota Vikings. The final score in this one, 27-23. And there's no other way to put this, but this was a tale of two halves. The first half, that was some of the best Broncos football we have seen in years. Courtland Sutton showed that he is not just a leader on this team, but that he can do it all. He played quarterback for a little bit. He was running the ball. He was passing the ball. He was catching passes in double coverage. He did it all. It was so exciting. The Broncos put 20 points on the board, and the defense was just as fantastic. They shut out the Vikings in the first half. This is the Vikings who have the top three rushing offense in the league, and they held them to 37 yards total. That is incredible, but again, in the end, it's about wins and losses, and the Broncos couldn't pull off the W because of what happened in the second half. It was like the script was completely flipped. The Minnesota Vikings came out, they got a lot more aggressive, a lot more up-tempo, did no huddle offense, and the Broncos defense just struggled to keep up. They struggled, guys like Devontae Harris and Duke Dawson, who have been doing a great job, but were in there and didn't really have a chance to sub themselves out at all. So Kirk Cousins really went after, started picking on some of those younger guys like that, tried to take Chris Harris out of the picture as much as he could, and they just got on a roll. The Vikings scored on all four of their second half possessions, and that, of course, led them to the ultimate win. Now, at the very end, the Broncos had a chance, but they couldn't pull it off. Courtland Sutton was double-teamed those entire last few plays, so Brandon Allen was trying to find some different guys, but of course no one could pull it off. Now, despite this heartbreak, there was a bit of a different sentiment in the locker room compared to some of those losses by the last-minute field goal. What really came out is that the players feel like they have a really strong foundation and that they are going in the right direction, but they acknowledge there's growing pains, there's a lot of young guys on this team, and they just don't quite have enough veteran leadership at this point to kind of take it to the next level. And for that reason, I think, this team has a very bright future, but they've got to get through all these growing pains right now. It's a first-year head coach, and it's a lot of first- and second-year players. So the Broncos feel confident that next week they're going to be a little better than they were this week, and so on and so forth. And we will see how the story goes from there. Of course, next week the Broncos will be on the East Coast taking on the Buffalo Bills, who are now 7-3.